It's 1991 and Black& Decker is forced to make a decision about their tradesman professional sector in the power tool industry. They created the power tool industry in the US, but are failing to capitalize in the tradesman market. Team Charlie put together this presentation on Black & Decker, comprised of Luke Bradley, Rachel Moore, Alana Pierce, and Brian Bowles. It's important to take a look at the different market segments in the power tool industry and where Black & Decker is in each of these segments. In the consumer segment, Black & Decker occupies 45%, which is the bulk of the market share in the consumer segment. They are tied for number 3 in the tradesperson market and only occupy 9% of that market share. And in the professional, they only occupy 20%. The difference in tradesperson and professional is a tradesperson is like a carpenter or a handyman who goes out and buys his own power tools, and a professional is corporations buying power tools for their employees. Here you can see the competitive landscape in the tradesperson market segment, where Black & Decker is tied for number 3 with Ryobi. Some examples of what tradespeople buy are drills, saws, or sanders. Makita leads the market share. Makita is a Japanese company, and they've been leading the market since they came into the US in 1980. Here we highlight exactly what buyers of Black & Decker's professional tools are thinking. The case shows that many tradesmen think Black & Decker make good household items, but they are not meant to be in the professional segment. So what's happened to the Black & Decker brand with this target market over time? Well, Black & Decker is now seen as a consumer or household item product. The buying behavior of tradesmen impacts this situation by tradesmen not wanting the Black & Decker product and wanting their competitors. Black & Decker produces a wide variety of power tools, and they are spread throughout the market in terms of sales. Here on the left we have the lowest sellers, miter saws and belt sanders, and over there on the right we have the best sellers that Black & Decker makes, cordless drills and circular saws. So what do people think of when it comes to Black & Decker in the tradesman market? Well, when surveyed, 98% of the people knew who Black & Decker was, the most of any brand in the power tool market. Black & Decker's professional line is comprised of the highest quality power tools and are rated some of the best in the industry. So why aren't they selling? Well, people do not see Black & Decker as the best tool in the tradesman and professional industry, which means we have a branding problem. Black & Decker has strong brand equity as well as solid quality, differentiated products, and excellent service. But Black & Decker is having a brand image crisis, especially in the tradesperson segment. They have low margins in that segment. They really aren't making any money on their products. And they misuse their consumer products in that tradesperson segment, giving tradespeople a brand awareness issue with Black & Decker power tools. Opportunities for Black & Decker includes Grainger, Home Centers, and the Makita brand image, which isn't very good in the US in terms of wholesalers' thoughts on Makita. Retailers didn't like the dictatorial style that Makita posed over them to sell their products. On the other hand, Makita is a big threat because they take up 50% of the market share in the tradesman and professional industry. Black & Decker could also lose money if their changes in the trade sector bleed over into the consumer power tools market share. So how is Black & Decker going to gain market share in the tradesman and professional industry? Well, they're going to rebrand their products in that industry. Black & Decker will still be the leader and keep the same name in the consumer power tool industry, but they will need to go with a different name, DeWalt, in the tradesman and professional industry. So let's start with a focus in geographics. Black & Decker needs to stay in the United States. Demographics are blue-collar, working men, construction workers, carpenters, roofers, plumbers, or electrician. All of these people would be termed as tradesmen. The psychographics for these types of people are hard-working, blue-collar, tough men, just like John Wayne was seen. These people are also probably family-oriented. And behavior graphics would be those people that consume a large range of power tools. So who does Black & Decker want to target with their DeWalt line of products? Tradesmen and professionals. These guys want a tough product that gets the job done, and it needs to be a separate brand of products seen as a professional product that's going to last. Let's focus on market specialization. Black & Decker will specialize in serving the tradesman and professional market segment and offer a wide array of different products to be consumed on the job site. Black & Decker needs to position DeWalt as a clear, high-efficiency brand tough enough to handle jobs for tradesmen and professionals. This will be a separate brand from Black & Decker, and the only people that know the two are connected are the company and its shareholders. Black & Decker will position itself in the consumer market while DeWalt positions itself in the professional market. Take this drill that is versatile in the professional market. The message here is guaranteed tough no matter what. DeWalt will get the job done every time. This is something that Black & Decker could not do in a spin-off product without completely different positioning. Black & Decker took their Workman products and made them bigger and tougher. The plastic feels more sturdy with a construction site yellow finish. The handles have been made to withstand everyday use, and Black & Decker made the batteries for their products interchangeable to increase the desire for future DeWalt product line purchases. So what are Black & Decker's options here? Well, the first option is to drop the professional and tradesman segment of the market completely. As with all choices, we have pros and cons of each choice. The pros of this choice is that Black & Decker would be focusing on the current brand strengths of the consumer and industrial segments. The cons include that Black & Decker would lose their existing market share, which is about 9%, and existing revenues of about $35 million. They would potentially have the opportunity cost of the potential gain in market share and revenues had they invested more in this segment. According to internal product testing, the products are still good, it's just the brand perception that has gone bad. They could be losing out on perfectly good opportunities here. Option number 2 here is to intensely sub-brand products so that Black & Decker comes out with a differentiated line of products just for tradesmen. This was done with some success with the Piranha saw blade. If this strategy succeeded, it would demonstrate that Black & Decker's brand and products are still good, and it could alter the positioning in the minds of tradesmen. However, the Black & Decker brand may be too tarnished and may have the inadvertent effect of bringing down the consumer and industrial segments with it if the strategy doesn't succeed. Option number 3 here is to drop the Black & Decker name from the tradesman line and build a new brand image around that product line. Pros of this option would be still using essential elements of the same product, and it's a chance to start over and really differentiate that product in that market. The cons are there's a great risk in newly entering the market with a new brand. It takes time to build the brand as well as additional costs. Also, they would lose the brand awareness they had with Black & Decker, which could be a pro or a con. Our recommendation is to go with the third option, rebrand the trade name. This again would enable Black & Decker to move away from bad brand perceptions in the tradesman market and move to actively branding and maintaining a power tool line for professionals. It also allows the company to start over with the competition and differentiate itself. Specifically, as we suggested in the case, we would recommend using the DeWalt name. DeWalt was previously a line of stationary woodworking products and was recently de-emphasized because of amount of liability exposure. This association with stationary tools that tradesmen would use, not average consumers, could help carry the brand. While DeWalt has a lower brand awareness rating, the rating is still fairly high at 70%. Also, even a fairly low brand awareness rating could be to Black & Decker's advantage because they would have a chance at repositioning or reinventing themselves in the consumer's mind as a tradesman brand. Strategic steps for DeWalt include focusing first in the United States and building a basic brand to determine basic locations. They need to develop the products, create visibility, and create incentives for consumers to purchase their products. These are going to be tradesmen and professionals. They need to reinforce the brand, create brand loyalty, and then go international. As noted earlier, Black & Decker needs to position the DeWalt brand so that it appeals specifically to tradesmen. Also, as mentioned earlier, the characteristics of tradesmen are, so we need to create a brand that says tough, can last on the work site. The work site is dirty and tough. This tool is going to be part of my identity. I am of the people. I don't like arrogance, and I don't like people telling me what to do. This will speak to the middle class, blue collar, working man. Black & Decker needs to focus on a few often used tools to create and reinforce the DeWalt brand. They need to make sure they are the highest quality and price them just below the highest priced tools to imply that quality. This is the proportion of tools to sell based on the portion of general market sales for these tools. 50% for drills, 25% for circular saws, 20% for miter saws, and 5% for finishing sanders. Thus far, Black & Decker has missed a huge opportunity in the newly emerging home centers like Home Depot and Lowe's. Besides branding, Black & Decker needs to get current with these new venues. This is the precise location that tradesmen and professionals are going to buy the DeWalt line of products from Black & Decker, so Black & Decker's market position here has to be strong. To make up for that lost brand awareness, Black & Decker should get the product visible to the public. It needs to have in-person, grassroots marketing tactics to reach the specific market segment. We have 3 suggestions for ways to do this. First, get shelf space in current channels, like the warehouse home centers, but also the home centers that they haven't touched yet, like Home Depot and Lowe's. Second, get Home Depot in these channels to do demonstration with DeWalt tools. Third, go directly to the work sites and other sales centers like lumber yards and do demonstrations there during lunch break. Offer free food and at the same time to make sure to lure and hold people there. During these demonstrations, it will be really important to differentiate. What makes these tools better than others? Highlight the superior technology for durability. The other advantage of doing on-site demonstrations is that Black & Decker would be hitting Makita in a weak spot. Some perceptions of Makita are that they are arrogant and dictatorial. By going grassroots, Black & Decker can reach individuals and they can plainly contradict Makita's pitfalls and offer a more accessible company. Black & Decker also needs to accompany the in-person demonstrations with TV advertisements to remind the consumer of the product and reinforce the brand positioning. These commercials will be of some tradesmen doing a very tough job and showing the DeWalt tool tough enough to take the abuse. In order to really gain market share and keep it, there are a couple more tactics to implement. Because the products are priced at a premium, Black & Decker needs to offer greater access to the products by offering sales and discounts in stores and through coupons passed out during on-site demos. The second thing to achieve brand loyalty is to get buy-in from the consumer through customer feedback. During demonstrations, staff should always solicit feedback from current users. Feedback forms should be included in all product boxes so customers can easily send feedback on specific products. This would again directly hit Makita in the weak spot, showing how DeWalt is not a dictatorial and instead listens and implements feedback from its customers. Third, have a loyalty discount program where the customer gets a tool free or at 50% after so many purchases or a certain monetary amount. We suggest $100 toward new tools once the consumer spends $1,000 or more. The next step for DeWalt would be to leverage the brand and expand products beyond the basics, so beyond the power tool line. Last and most importantly, Black & Decker should not repeat the same mistake of letting the customers manage the brand. The company needs to constantly manage the brand so that customers are seeing the product as the company wants the customer to see it. Black & Decker lost control of their image with tradespeople, and it worked against them. Managing the brand means working towards constant improvement in product quality and positioning. Continuous feedback and analysis are key aspects of this process. Once Black & Decker has a successful brand in DeWalt in the tradesman and professional industry in the U.S., then they need to go and repeat that on the international stage. Black & Decker has a huge opportunity here with DeWalt to rebrand the tradesman and professional segment, and in doing so they will succeed in this market.